Hello and welcome to Let's Talk. My guest is Kate O'Hanlon, an educational psychologist, and in this episode we talk about mediating with each student individually. Obviously I teach in FE and I've done HE, and I've been talking to students that have come through secondary, and then I've been talking to a headmaster that teaches primary school. Yeah. But there are different techniques of teaching at the different stages. What's your experience of that side of things?
Yeah, in a way there are and there aren't. At the same time, it's the same. You know, if you've got a small child, certainly you engage in a different sort of way. But the word I use is mediation. And as a mediator, you're not quite a teacher. You're more than a teacher. It's not quite the same. And mediated learning is where I am facilitating your learning. My aim is that you will understand this. Not that you will shine a light on me, how wonderful I am. Not that you will shine a light on yourself, how wonderful you are. But rather that through my mediation in the middle with you, you will get it. You will move to what Vygotsky called the neighbouring zone. You're not in it at the moment. It's my job to ensure that you move into it.
And one of the things that I've been looking at through mentoring and the likes of and coaching is that although I may have the answer, it doesn't help if I tell it to you. You've got to discover that yourself.
Yeah.
Is that a similar sort of process?
That's the same. I'm facilitating your, because telling you the answer is fine. I can tell you, if I get to the point where I decide to. But what I want to do is enable you to fully internalise it. I think we even have successful A-level students who haven't been properly mediated and who have the answers and they write them down and they get their A-levels, but they don't really understand it. They haven't taken it in. It's not internalised. That's different, isn't it?
It is. I mean, one of the things that's quite interesting is that I've had, again, secondary school students come into FE and ask me, tell me what I need to do to get right. Yeah. Tell me what you want me to do. Yeah. And I've actually had to say to them, it doesn't matter what I want, it matters what you want. Yeah. And I've also been discovering, like I would constantly be studying and getting qualifications. But then I began to realise, hang on a second, some of the people that are being successful may not have been educated in the way, they may not have gone through the schooling, or they may have rebelled against the schooling, gone away with no qualifications. And then they've figured out life themselves. And that seems to correspond with the process you're talking about.
It does, because, it's internal dialogue a lot of the time, isn't it? And I want to oblige the children to do that for themselves as well, that internal dialogue. I think we have a few problems with, what to say, I've identified all the problems. I think there are a few clear problems. Learners learn best, when they're being mediated by a good teacher, let's say. You have to be a good teacher, quite clearly. But they also learn best when they're able to engage in that dialogic way with the teacher. And that means we really need to be working the children in smaller groups more often. Now, what's happening in education, let's not be too political, but let's be, is that they're taking the funding away so that we can't have teaching support in the classroom, we can't have learning support, we can't employ those sort of assistants whom we need. We simply do. I have met primary teachers who are working with 33 children in a room. 33 mixed ability children, aged primary 4, aged 8. Now you think one person is going to deliver the whole curriculum to all those children? No, it's an extremely difficult challenge for them.
One of the problems for the teacher is that if they attempt to do that, they can overload themselves, get stressed out and burn out.
And they do. Yeah. They do burn out. Yeah. It's a completely misunderstood thing, education, particularly by, I suppose, the people who own the money, who have the money and who draw up the policy and so on. They're constrained by, we don't have enough money. I think you have to prioritise here. I think that teaching our children making them literate, numerate and thinking individuals is the primary aim of any economy or any society. And, we're doing it, only moderately well. I think in Northern Ireland, we think we do it really, really well. Well, we do it quite well, but we don't do it well enough. An awful lot of the children just walk out, escape the system. They are being taught the things were being done. They didn't get it. They just don't understand. And the biggest, weakest link, if you like, is the fact that we're not actually teaching them how to think. Giving them that, what I mentioned earlier, that internal dialogue thing, so that they can reason and analyse and be critical. You see all those words?
Yes.
Are we doing that? Yeah. And I can't say to you, let's be critical now about this. Yeah. I have to sort of model that, and I have to mediate that to you and help you not to be adversely critical, but to look at a situation or anything and decide whether you agree with it, disagree, or it's for you or it's not for you, whatever.
Well, I was working with some HND students and we were talking about critical thinking and they couldn't get it. And then I suddenly noticed one of the students that had been very oppositional was looking at 2 different types of cameras. He was weighing up the pros and cons of using that. And I said,
that's good.
What are you doing there? He says, well, I'm looking, I don't know which one to go for. So I'm looking at all the different things. I said, do you realise that's critical thinking? And he went,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I said, if you apply that to the questions that we ask, that's
absolutely everything. Yeah.
So what I helped him to do was to decipher in himself the processes he was naturally doing.
Yes.
And encourage him to keep on doing that.
Very good. That's it. And you see, you're modelling that for them as well. Yeah. We need to put as a strong central core element of our curriculum thinking, cognition, metacognition. We need metacognitive classrooms where the children are actually, first and foremost, thinking about their thinking. And the school needs to really become a thinking school overall as well. So I need philosophical reasoning, critical reasoning, analytical. I need creative thinking. How many different ways of thinking? And our teacher recently came up to me and she said, I'm teaching art. How do I create that creative thinking in the students? Well, I felt my answer was, we maybe would need a week sometime when we could talk about that. That has to be part, actually not, they put literacy and numeracy, ICT on this as the core. Actually, yes, they should be there. But before that, above it and beyond, should be this thinking curriculum, not infused only, because we have it as infused in Northern Ireland, that is simply not good enough.
Explain infused.
Infused means that it's sort of like part of ongoing. So we have a thinking skills framework, which is, I think the things in our thinking skills framework in Northern Ireland are just basic good practice, like things like allow the children to work together, have some awareness of creativeness and so forth. It's a framework which is just good underlying practice. If you're going to develop thinking in children, you need to be explicit. It needs to be metacognitive. Out there, we are talking about it, we are aware of it, and I'm also, giving you strategies, making you think about your thinking, and giving you frameworks and the wherewithal to help you think. Have you ever had a problem? Some decision you had to make. Have you ever had that? How did you resolve that? And allowing the children to work together, by the way, as well. Having good habits of mind. We never talk about habits of mind, no?
No, I know. We have more on the way, so please subscribe to this channel and check out the link below if you'd consider becoming a patron to help us keep making more content. Thanks for watching.